Okay. Okay. So it's not chickpea soup. You don't have to nitpick everything I do, baby. I'm making you dinner. It's more of a turkey soup. Is that okay? We're making soup. This recipe is loosely based on a New York Times recipe called my phone's up here, no big deal. It's called Fragrant Chicken Soup with Chickpeas and Vegetables by Melissa Clark. I don't know why I read that to you because the recipe is so far removed from what this recipe calls for that it's all but useless. But I thought I'd let you know in the name of honesty. There's no chicken in my soup, I use turkey. There are chickpeas though. It's also less of a soup and more of a stew. Very hearty. To me, soup signifies So I like to beef it up and put a lot of stuff in it. We're making soup today. Paul, the ingredients of the soup, I'll get them for you, babe. Sit down. I'll get them. They are, I don't know what the recipe calls for. I might link it down below for you to make me one day. But this version that I'm making, limes, recipe calls for lemons. I like the limes better. An onion, recipe calls for an onion. I do an onion. Sweet potato. This is a purple Japanese sweet potato, I think. When I cut inside it and it was white, it kind of blew my mind. It's not purple. It's not orange either. It's white. But it tastes good. Baby, I've made this soup twice in preparation for you. Turkey. I don't know how much chicken the recipe calls for. It also doesn't call for ground turkey. The impetus behind, the driving force behind this recipe is just easy. You know, I want easy, kind of tasty food, but we'll see how that turns out. I cook it in a pot, leave it in my fridge, get a little scoop measure, scoop it out. Remember, that's my meals for the week. I do the ground turkey first, and I just pan cook it, fry it, and then I add it in. You'll see. Stop being so patient. The game plan is we're making the turkey, and then it'll sit in a bowl. We'll make the soup, we'll add it in, we'll get to work. You just sit tight. Oh. A little dirty. I can fix that. The only thing I put when I'm cooking the turkey is salt. The first time I made this recipe, I put olive oil. Did you know that humans are 97, something like that, % of water? My body, I'm built different, is 50% olive oil. I love olive oil. I put an obscene amount of it on absolutely... For a minute I thought I did the wrong eye. Oop. Put obscene amount of it on everything I eat. So the first time I made the soup, when I put it in the fridge, there was like an inch thick layer of congealed oil on top. So we won't do that this time. We're just doing turkey and salt. Season every step of the way. Put salt, We're doing the 2 boxes of turkey separately, just cause. While the turkey's doing its thing, we can prep the vegetables. Is that okay? We're cutting the onion last because it burns. I don't remember what the recipe... I have it on my phone, let me tell you, baby. The recipe calls for a turnip. I'm not putting a turnip, I'm putting carrots. Oh! It's my neighbor's. Ooh! I think the recipe calls for you to... No, it doesn't call for carrots. I don't peel carrots. They have nutrients. God did not intend us to peel our goddamn carrots. I also don't peel potatoes, even though the recipe calls for it. I swear potato skins are high in something essential that we need. I do scrub them a bunch. You'll see. You'll see. Also, the turkey doesn't have to be cooked to death because we put it in the soup and it boils for a bit. Fun fact about me, every time I cook chicken, I overcook it by a mile because there's no way in hell I'm having pink-ass chicken. Another thing about this soup is you can kind of, in case you didn't guess, is that you can just like really put whatever you want in it, which is what I do, which is why it's not really based on the recipe. I just put whatever vegetables. You could put tofu in it if you wanted to. Put sweet potatoes, put normal potatoes, any root vegetable, is that what they're called? You could put sausage, I guess. Is the camera clouding up? The humidity in my place is crazy because we've been cooking. Yeah, you can put whatever you want. Second pack. Also, don't be a pervert. If your knife touches meat, you better wash that shit. I had a friend once who would like manhandle meat, and then he would just like grab shit around the kitchen. Like, open the microwave after he had just... There's no such thing as too much salt. Okay, celery. I don't love celery. When I was a kid, I used to have ants on a log. Do you guys know what that is? It's celery, peanut butter, and raisins. It's just as rancid as it sounds. I don't love celery, but usually if it's in a soup, I'll put it in and then freeze the rest and save it for a rainy day. I won't make you watch me cut and freeze celery. How many stalks do you think? 3? We can do 4, don't be stingy. I cut the carrots into little circles, about a 1/4 inch thick, kind of whatever you want. Carrots get sweet when they're cooked, so I like to cut them into bigger chunks so that I just kind of swallow them when I'm eating the soup and it's not very sweet. You know, like if you make really small bits, then everything is like sweet carrot. Did I say I love this soup? It's tasty. It has vegetables, protein, and carbs-ish. You can have this with toast. What are beans? I recently found out that beans are both carbs and protein. I don't really know how nutrition works, but have it with a piece of toast. This soup tastes so good. Second batch done. Turkey's done. Let's cut up the vegetables. Let's do another carrot. Should we do another carrot? Oh, we're doing one more carrot. Let's do one more celery. We're doing 2 more celery sticks. I don't know where it cut off. My camera doesn't let me record past 30 minutes. Oops. The potato I usually cut into... I dice it. I usually dice it. This time I might go a little bigger. Like... See that? Like yay big. You know? I used to do them like half the size, and they started falling apart when you boil the soup, so we're doing them bigger. When I was in 7th grade, I learned that yams were the same thing as sweet potatoes. A year ago, someone told me that yams and sweet potatoes are not the same damn thing. So which is it? Which is it? Anyway, I don't really like either of them. I'm fine with them. I'm not picky with food. I'll eat anything, but I don't really have a big sweet tooth. So when the recipe called for sweet potatoes, even though cooked carrots are sweeter than sweet potatoes, no big deal. But when the recipe called for them, I was like, I'll just get a normal potato. But then I saw the Japanese purple ones and they caught my eye. I was at the grocery store. I like how they taste. They're just kind of like potatoes. But you feel special. We're done with the vegetables-ish. I haven't cut the onion yet. You can kind of see how obscenely much the soup is gonna be. Like these are the vegetables, and then there's another sized container of just turkey. But like I said, the soup is whatever you want to make it, and I'm not about to spend hours on a rinky-dinky little appetizer. Do you guys know the proper way to cut an onion? Be honest. Be honest. I see you apes out here. The trick is, in case you didn't know, the trick is to leave the stub on so that it holds the onion together when you cut it. You cut it down the North Pole axis, vertical axis, Y axis, Y, X, Z. We're waiting for the pot to warm up. Whenever a recipe, I don't know if it's just the New York Times, they're my go-to broads for a recipe, but whenever it calls for like saute on high heat, it burns this shit to a crisp. I don't know if this is because it's an electric stove. All stoves differ, but it burns it to a crisp. So I'm not going to do it on high heat. I do it on, my stove goes 0 to 10. I do it on, I don't know, like a 7 and monitor it. All you're doing is, all we're doing is sauteing the onion. It says 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and I'm always heavy-handed, so I promise this time I won't. Watch me, watch me. Oh, see, the olive oil is like already at its smoke point or whatever. Like it's already aping out. Ready? Salt. Salt, salt, salt. We're sauteing the onions until they're a bit clear. Couple minutes, few minutes maybe. We're gonna make the spices in the meantime. We'll like put them in a bowl, you'll see. The recipe, in case you were wondering, calls for cinnamon, turmeric, paprika, ginger, nutmeg, cayenne, and I put almost none of those. I put whatever the hell I feel like, which is, we're getting it ready. Oh, I also don't know why this recipe doesn't call for garlic. Everything could do with a bit of garlic, but I put garlic powder and call it a day. So I just do a teaspoon, about a teaspoon of every spice that I want. This is garlic powder, onion powder, and then where the recipe calls for nutmeg, turmeric, like that, I don't go that route. It's not my vibe. I do coriander and cumin, and then when I put the lime in later, it gives it like a birria feel. Like the taste, it kind of tastes like birria. Whereas the recipe feels more like Hungarian, in a way. Coriander. Oh, cumin. I also put paprika and chili powder. I like spicy food. Sue me. For the paprika, I don't do a tablespoon. I do like a third, a quarter, whatever I feel like, really. I just stop when my heart tells me to. The recipe also calls for sweet paprika, and I don't do that. I do put a dash of cinnamon. Like a dash. Oh, okay. Okay. I also add ground pepper. Oh my god. It's browning! Oof. I'm burning this shit. And I put some red pepper flakes for a good measure. Oh, look at how pretty the vegetables look. Oh! I'm adding some water to the pan. Just to keep the onions from burning to a crisp. Because I'm behind putting together this shit. Okay, it says add the spices and saute until they release their fragrances. Do you smell that? We're also adding 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. Get it in the tube. Did you know it comes in a tube? This looks like about 2 tablespoons, if not a little less. I have another jar, just in case. We're just using the rest of the tube. And then it says saute that for a minute, and then we'll add the vegetables. Okay, we're adding the vegetables. Oh. And then it says saute for 10 minutes to like wilt them a bit, and I'll set a timer. Timer. Okay, more salt. I'm not about bland ass food. I'm not about it, especially soup. But if you are, you could also make this into more of like a chicken soup style and take out the cumin, coriander, chili powder, paprika, and just do... I like the garlic and onion powder, which the recipe doesn't call for. I swear recipes be bland as hell, and no one bats an eye. Like it's a prank. Like, I don't buy it. I always add a little something. Sometimes when I'm cooking, if I have the heat on too high, stuff starts burning to the bottom of the pan, and I'll just put like a sprinkle of water to deglaze, and the stuff will rise off and you can mix it back in. Which I don't know if it's proper practice. Oops. Oop. Do you want to see it? Oh! It's kind of cool. Kind of cool. That's it. Okay. Oh, God. I don't remember where the camera was. Oh! What the hell? Oh! I keep molesting my camera and it's like blinking. Is that okay? Hell yeah it is. No. That's why you wear an apron, kids. Oh, chickpeas. After the vegetables are pretty much done, I add in the chicken, mix it around so it's coated in spices, and then, I don't know, I think I put in the chickpeas, and then the broth. And then I just kind of let it chill. Oh, I keep goddamn spilling shit. Oh my god. We don't want... Oh. I went to get a can opener and this was the cheapest one, and I swear every time it's gonna break. It like slips off and it doesn't... Like it's not doing anything. Okay. We don't want the... We don't want the bean juice, because then the soup will get like weird and gooey and thick. It's like a thickener. Did you know you can whip it up and it makes like whipped cream? But not really. Oh. Wash the chickpeas to get whatever residual liquid off. This is an electric kettle. It changed my life. For tea, coffee, whatever you want. One of my friends had one. It changed my life, so I bought one. Oh no. We're using an electric kettle because instead of chicken broth, I use Better Than Bouillon, which changed my life. It's so good. I swear just boxed chicken broth tastes like absolutely nothing. They're lying to you. It's a scam. It's just a paste and you add whatever it says. It's like a tablespoon per 8-ounce can. I just add like a big scoop. But the issue is that, oh no. The issue is that it's such a thick paste that if you try and, oh no. If you try and dissolve it in cold water, it's just clumpy and it's very hard to maneuver. So I get like a big scoop, like that. It depends on how much water, it calls for like a quart, I want to say, but like this much. And then I put it in the chickpea can after I've washed it out, and then I pour the boiling water over it, mix it up so that it's uniform, and then the rest of the water I just put in tap water. And it's like the same thing, but tastier as chicken broth. That sounds good. And then we're adding like this filled up much more water. I need to get a new can opener. Oh, that's the vegetable timer. We can add in the turkey. That's a lot of turkey. That is a lot of turkey. Oh my god, the chickpeas, I forgot. Okay, chickpeas. The recipe calls for you to add the chickpeas after the stuff's been cooking, but that's probably in part because you're adding raw chicken and they don't want the chickpeas to turn to mush, but the turkey in our recipe is already cooked, so it doesn't matter. You know, no big deal. We're adding the broth now. Cup. Oh. Okay, we are over the hill, as they say. At this point, I just scrape up whatever has collected to the bottom, bring it to a little simmer. We're not trying to do too much. We're just cooking it a bit. And then I let it sit for like 30 minutes-ish, till whenever the hell I feel like it. The only thing we have left to add is cilantro, which I do at nearly the very end, and mushrooms, which the recipe doesn't call for, but I love a mushroom. So we're adding mushrooms after we clean up a bit. I bought this silly ass apron from Trader Joe's. All you do is, I needed an apron, but I like that to put it on, you like just twist it. You like pull it over and twist. Do you see that? And otherwise it just hangs or something. We're leaving that to simmer, what did I say, like 30 minutes? Sounds good. Sounds good. If you say so. If you say so. I don't know why, but cutting mushrooms is the bane of my existence. But I am not cucked enough to buy the pre-sliced ones, so we're cutting them up. Colanders are crazy. Do you see this? You just wash them. Give them a little scrub. There's so much dirt on mushrooms. It's worth it. I got them from Trader Joe's. I get groceries from, can't say. You guys, cooking is a life hack. It is a life hack. It is crazy how much money cooking saves you. I bet you didn't know that. Did you know that? I didn't think so. You're a woman, you need to learn how to cook though. You do. You do. Feminism. You guys didn't want liberation, did you? Did you really? The worst thing that has happened to women is feminism. This one's kind of gnarly. Should I throw it away? Look at it. Ew. If you were a mushroom, this is you. You would be this. You see that? That's you. Oh. Also, you can just put the mushrooms in the soup, like raw. Raw. While the soup is simmering, they'll cook, and they'll be beautiful and sumptuous when you want to eat them. I don't know if we put enough salt. There's no such thing as too much salt. I love salt. I put salt on everything. Everyone tells me not to, but not only am I a trailblazer, I'm a rule breaker. Do you guys want to know a secret? This is the best chicken soup ever. It's Lipton's noodle soup. It's like $1 for 2 packets, and it's amazing. I have it every time I'm sick. And I look forward to being sick because of how good that soup is. It's just like noodles and broth. But it's very comforting. Walmart sells it. Target sells it. Publix sells it. Buy some. Tell me what you think. Don't. This is just gonna sit here for a while. Let's taste it. See what we think. It's so good. It eats. What does it taste like? Do you hear that? A goddamn wolf. The fuck? Tastes like Mexico. I think I have business meetings to take care of, so I might have to drop you here, baby. Thanks for watching. I have important shit to do. Sorry you couldn't have a bite. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. You guys hate to hear it. I hate dogs. I hate dogs. I hate dogs. I'm not a pet type of guy. I'm just not. The other day I was running and some fucking dog started jumping at me. And I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The only thing we have left to add is the cilantro and the limes. Listen, one last piece of advice. Don't just use the cilantro leaves. Cut the stems up too. Oh, cheese. You can put Parmesan or where is it? Oh, this is the best cheese ever. It's a mix from Trader Joe's. It's Parmesan, Romano, and Asiago. And it's like shaved flakes. And it's so good. Sometimes I just snack on it. With pretzel chips or whatever the hell else. These, overpowered. Overpowered. Did you guys watch Pecan Sap? If you know, you know. If you know, you know. I got shaved Parmesan once, like a big bag of it, and I used it for a while. The pre-shaved stuff is not as potent as shaving it yourself, or grating it, rather. I apologize. I really apologize. But I'm not about that life. I'm not about to grate a whole ass block of Parmesan. I don't have a dishwasher, so I don't know how to clean the grate without grinding my fingers off with the sponge. Anyway, I got a big bag and I used half of it, and after like a couple weeks I looked in the bag and it was green because of mold. I can't keep getting big bags of Parmesan. I'm not built like that. I am not built like that. So I get this, and it says eat within like 2 seconds of opening. So I try and have it within a week. And I'm very meticulous about mold. Another thing about food, although I'm not picky, once something hits the expiration date, it's a no for me. It's a no for me. Especially if it's like meat or dairy, like eggs, cheese. Does cheese have an expiration date? It's just a no for me. It's a no for me. But I'm gonna cut up my cilantro, stem and all, whole ass bushel, whole ass bundle of cilantro, and I'm gonna slide it in the soup. I'm gonna chow down. Oop. And I'm gonna chow down. After my business meetings. Do you wanna see the soup before we go? Here's the cilantro. Look at how beautiful it is. Pretty. Oh, I'm spilling water everywhere. Pretty. Have a spoonful. You stupid bitch.